As a reminder, you're gonna get one. I actually accidentally labeled it 1, 2, 3, so it's kind of like this. You'll get, it's 4 questions. One part is calculator and one part is non-calculator. Okay, they hold equal weight though. Basically, there are 6 blanks tied to a non-calc question, and there are 6 blanks tied to a calc question. So there's 12 total blanks that you are filling out for points. Okay. One would like a calc question, something like this, or something like this. So if you've got questions on this is the one we didn't go over last week. Any questions on part A, number 2, like the second part of it? Yeah.
Yeah. Can I do more part C?
Can I go over part C? Yeah. So it said.
Do I have to like put it exactly like that, like A? I feel like as one increases, the other one also increases. Is that like?
No, you have to be specific about the value on the A and the value on the B. So how do we explain exponential growth? Is with the A and the B.
So A is greater than 0.
A is greater than 0, which would make it be positive, right? So it would have like, and B is also greater than 1, so it has growth.
So it's only if B is less than 1?
If B was less than 1, it would have decay, right? So like think about all those scenarios. A is, the 4 scenarios are A is greater than 0, B is greater than 1, A is greater than 0, B is between 0 and 1, A is less than 0, B is greater than 1, and A is less than 0, 0 is less than B, which is less than 1. So for me, I picture what these graphs really look like. Like that's how I figure out what it's, right? So if it's positive and it has a B that's bigger than 1, it's growth. If it's positive but in between 0 and 1, it's got decay. If it's negative but has growth, it takes this and it flips it upside down, so it has decay. And if it's negative and in between 0 and 1, it takes this and flips it upside down, so it has growth. So these, growth, growth, decay, decay. So if you are describing if it has growth or decay, that's how you do it.
So
A is greater than or equal to 0.
I just have to put that, like A is greater than 0?
Greater than 0 or less than 0, and then B is greater than 1 or in between 0 or 1.
It's not like the context one, which you have to like write down like a little paragraph.
Not when you're classifying growth and decay. Yeah. Any other questions from this one? Yeah. Part A. So you come up with the coordinate points, right? Which are these this time. There are 3 this time. You want a different. Part B. This would also be a calculator-based question. This time you're describing the end behavior, and then this specifically said where f of x is greater than or equal to g of x. So we graph them, see where they cross, but this is where it's unique because of where they cross. Like let's say it's the f of x is your exponential function, and the other one is your log function, okay? You want it to cross, you want your f of x, which is the exponential function, to be higher than this one, but you have to take into consideration that there's really a vertical asymptote here. So that's why your range stops. This is at 3. So from, I didn't draw it accurately, but from the point where they crossed, which was technically negative 13, so it should have been way over there, to 3, this is where your exponential function is above your log function. So you have to cut it off. Like you have to have the until 3 and then stop it at 3 because that's where your vertical asymptote is. Yeah.
There's no way to solve that without a calculator.
I don't think so. Because one side's log and one side's, no. Because no, you can't pick that whole thing up. Without a calculator for sure, but even without the graphing, you'd have to have the graphing. Yeah. Sure. Okay, then came the last page, which was part B, second page, okay, which is your non-calculator portion. So for 4, you're dealing with exponential and log, and that for 4, part A, and then part B was exponential and log again. So this is like fast forward to May, one part will for sure be a makeup of exponential and log like this. And then part B pulls in trig, which we're about to get into. Okay, that's what unit 3 is. And these questions will be based on trig, but this is very similar to what you'll see on the actual AP exam. One part will definitely have you either condense or expand. One part will definitely have you work with your properties of exponents, and then also it's gonna give you like what it equals, and you have to solve it. Questions on those? So this is non-calc based. And then part C on the bottom was where we had to do the substitution. So I substituted in for 2 to the x, factored it. I got 2 to the x equals 6 and 2 to the x equals 1. We would, and you can either ln both sides or you can log base 2 both sides, but then you can't go any further. So both ln of 6 over ln of 2 or log base 2 of 6 are answers. You cannot do that with your 0, right? So this, I cannot take 0 and log 0 or log base 2 of 0. Those are going to give me errors. So that's an extraneous root that we don't keep. Any questions on this? Okay.